Hello, my name is Joe DeVault. I'm a graduate student at SMU in the software engineering program. I'm here to talk to you about a program that I've written called the Movie Finder.
For more than 20
Here's a
years,
screenshot
Duarte
of the
has developed
application.
presentations
It's the
to
main
launch
page.
products.
You can only see this page if you're logged in. It has a number of features on the page, including search. You can see there's a text box that allows a user to do a text search. And there's also pagination depending on the number of results that come back from a search or the number of results from all the entries in the database. Right now there's not that many entries, so I've set the pagination to occur at greater than 3.
For more than 20 years, Duarte has
an
developed
MVC web
presentations to
application
launch
that
products.
allows users to find and stream, or if they choose to download their favorite movies. It's a client-server application, as are both styles that I'll talk about in this presentation. Customers can make changes to their account as well as look for movies. Administrators of the site can create and edit or delete movies, as well as update or delete user accounts. There are two styles that I'm going to cover in this presentation. One is a layered object-oriented style, and the other type of architecture is a main program which is not layered.
For more than 20 years, Duarte has developed presentations to launch products.
You can see there are 3 layers: a UI layer, a services layer, and a data access layer across the 2 major domains that I use, and 1 miscellaneous or home type domain, which is basically for content on the website that doesn't fit nicely into those other 2 domains.
For more than 20 years, Duarte has developed presentations to launch products.
There is an account and a movie controller. Again, these are the 2 main domains in the application. There are a number of methods, including adding to role, delete, edit, add, create, and the index, which is essentially the main page for each object, which lets you see all of the objects returned. Also in this class diagram are the other layers, the service layer and the data access layer.
For more than 20 years, Duarte has developed presentations to launch products.
Sequences involved in the application, but the main point here was to see the various layers. Again, you have the UI layer represented by the controller, you have the service layer and the data access layer. The top example is getting a single movie by ID, and the bottom example is getting all of the movies in the database to return across the different pages using pagination.
For more than 20 years, Duarte has developed presentations to launch products.
The items on the left are the components we just talked about: the UI, the service, and the data access layer across the 3 major objects. And the item on the right is the class that component is mapped to.
For more than 20 years, Duarte has developed presentations to launch products.
It's very close to the last program that we looked at for the object-oriented style, but here we don't have the domains, and we also don't have the business layer. It's strictly the main or the UI layer talking to data access.
For more than 20 years, Duarte has developed presentations to launch products.
But again, you don't see the domains that we mentioned before. You don't have all the different layers. There's no business layer involved here. This is strictly the front end calling the repository to get back data.
For more than 20 years, Duarte has developed presentations to launch products.
Layering here, the front end is calling the data. The same 2 calls that we saw before with get all movies and get movie by ID.
For more than 20 years, Duarte has developed presentations to launch products.
UI, again, no service layer.
The first rule is treat your audience as king.
When you have a layered object-oriented style, you have reusable layered components and classes. It's an integrated style. It's very scalable. It's also considered to be an industry-supported or recommended approach. It uses a design patterns-based approach, and what many folks call a solid. It uses interfaces and inversion of control and various other methodologies that represent the solid design principles. So for all those reasons, it's a very good architecture. Some of the cons of this architecture are that it does use the entity framework. It uses separation of concern, dependency injection, and it codes to what's called an interface instead of implementation. Again, part of those solid design principles, which again creates a learning curve, can be seen as a con. There's also several libraries that had to be downloaded using what's called a NuGet package manager, and again, entity framework. And this creates some complexity, and that can be seen as a con. As far as the pros on the main program, it's a very simple program. It's easy to code, easy to learn, easy to support. The time to market on an application like this would obviously be very quick. This is considered a RAD, or rapid application development. There's no integration or dependency issues. You don't have layers, so the layers can't break on you. You have one layer essentially. Some of the cons to this layer is the exact opposite of the pros. It's not scalable. It's hard to extend. Essentially, it's a working prototype, considered to be throwaway code, and it has one of the things that experienced developers don't like, which is tight coupling between the different layers.
For more than 20 years, Duarte has developed presentations to launch products.
The rationale would be that while RAD or RAD prototypes or quickly generated applications have their place for proving concepts do work, and the real world applications need to be a little more than throwaway. They need to be scalable, they need to be reusable, and the architecture, the object-oriented approach with the layers fits that pretty nicely. When you have a well-written application, again, the components are reusable and can be shared across other applications. So if you write it once, you get to use it many times. And in this case, we saw that we had these nice domains. We had the user domain, the movie domain. So there's really no reason to put them into sort of a big class and have a lot of functions.
For more than 20 years, Duarte has developed presentations to launch products.
Shows that the 4 major projects that make up the application. You have a UI, business logic, data access, and my models project. All 4 projects do compile.
For more than 20 years, Duarte has developed presentations to launch products.
The application, looking at registration, login, do some searching for movies, and then do some of the admin function as well. So let me go ahead and start the application. Here's the application start page. If you look at the URL, it's called showtimes.movie.com. This actually doesn't exist in the real world. It's just a domain that lives on my desktop. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and register a new user. We'll call this Jerry Jones. Password can be anything. Okay, so you can see now this is the main page we described a minute ago. Here's page 2, here's page 1. If we wanted to search for something that can't be seen, that's like on page 2, I can search for Rio. As you can see, there's only one result, so pagination goes away. Some of the other things the user can do, they can look at the contact information for the website. They can read up some information about this website. They can change their password, or again, they can download movies. That's what the website's designed for. So that's what a user can do. If we log off and log back in as an administrator, we can see that an admin, type in password here. The same links you see here are also across the top navigation. So for example, if we go to user admin, you can see here's the guy we just signed up, Jerry. We can go in here, we can edit Jerry. We can go back to the list, we can delete Bob. We can create new movies. Big Bang, I have no idea. Release date 1/15/2012. Trauma. This is $10. Rating is PG-13. You can see there's the movie. You can also create roles and add users to roles. So for example, if I wanted to see what roles Jerry its account belonged to, I can see he's an admin. So that's kind of it for the application. I'll log out.
For more than 20 years, Duarte has developed presentations to launch products. For more than 20 years, Duarte has developed presentations to launch products.
Since it's not, if anyone does have any questions, feel free to leave comments at the bottom or email me at jdevalt@smu.edu. Thank you so much.